Hey guys, this is Eli, and welcome back to another episode on the Existence server. I hope everyone is doing really well. Now, just to begin the episode today, I've got 4 very quick announcements to give you guys. The first is that we have 2 new members on the Existence server. We have Sky, the unaccompanied miner, and we also have Wattles. I just want to give both of you guys a massive welcome to the server. It's so nice to have you. I believe Sky has already put out his first episode. He was actually building his house over here. It's this massive thing over there. I think he calls it his estate. So there will be a link to his channel in the description. Please do go check out his first episode because it is actually really good. And then I think we have Wattles building his house as well, although I don't really want to give too many spoilers away. I'm not too sure what he's actually doing, but it does look kind of cool. I don't know what this wooden structure is. I really don't know. I think we're gonna have to wait for his episode to come out so we can actually figure out what it is he's building, but it looks like it's gonna be a great addition to the town. So yeah, welcome guys. Thank you so much for joining us. The second announcement is that I have a new Patreon, so I want to do a massive shout out to him. His name is Briantique. Hopefully I said that correctly. Thank you so much. I really do appreciate your donations, and you know, it really does say a lot to me that people out there are willing to support me. So I'm so appreciative of my Patreons. Thank you so much, guys. Now, the third announcement is that my Patreons have been bugging me to make a Minecraft server, so I finally got around to doing it. I have a Discord server and I have a Minecraft server, so there is a link in the description if you want to come check out my Discord. And if you want to join the server, I think at the moment some people are allowed to be welcome just because it's so empty at the start. But I think in the future it's going to be just for the Patreons only. So if that's something that you're interested in, please do go check it out because it will be really cool once we get a nice community up and running. Now, the fourth announcement is that we have a new bridge. Yes, this thing is fantastic. Those of you who follow my channel for a while will recognize this design. It's something I've done in my single player. I really do love this. It's like the archway bridge. This one's actually called the Mountain Pass. I put out a time-lapse only video on this, so there will be a link in the top right of the screen if you want to go check that out. And I'm actually thinking about doing a few more of these time-lapse only, videos. They're kind of like episodes, but they're not episodes, because I think typically with an episode, you normally come on, I talk a bit, I build something, I talk a bit more, I build something else, and that's it. So I figured maybe I can just remove the talking and actually just, go straight for the time-lapse, kind of keep it short and sweet. So that's my plan. I think I'm going to try and do a lot more of these. So, when I have a smallish build like this that doesn't really need much talking to do with it, then I'll probably just do that as a time-lapse only episode. Hopefully that'll be really cool. So let's just get started let's start that one again. Let's just get started right away with today's episode. I want to head all the way over to our base area because we're going to be doing a little bit more work on our new storage room. So I think the first thing to mention is that I've just started to do all of the redstone for our sorting system, and yep, as you can see here, we have these 10 chests just hooked up. Now, I think I'm gonna do most of this off camera because it is kind of complicated. I wanna make sure I get every single repeater on the correct number of ticks, and I don't wanna make any mistakes at all. Now, this design here is the Gnembon, I don't even know how you pronounce it, Gnembon, something like that. It's basically similar to the other storage designs that we've seen before, where we have the items, they come down these hoppers, they pause for exactly 4 redstone ticks, which means they just have enough time to try and get into the chest. If they can't, then they wait the 4 redstone ticks, they move down 1, they try and get into the chest, and so on and so on. So it's basically similar to what Tangotech showcased a while ago. Apparently this design is supposed to be very lag friendly, so it should be pretty handy on the server, especially given our location of the base. We're actually loaded most of town over there, so I don't want to make town too laggy for everyone, and I know that there is another one of these sorting systems way over ACG's house, so hopefully the two of us together, we aren't going to lag out the server completely, but it's supposed to be a really good design. So I've never actually built this before. I don't know if it's going to work. I assume it's going to work, and I assume it's going to be lag friendly, but we will see when it's done. So I will put a link to his video in the description if you want to check that out. And then basically we have to replicate this. We're going to do this, I think it's 5 more times. We're going to do it for these 10 chests, going to do it for these 10, and then we have, those 10, and those 10 over there. So I'm going to do most of that off camera. Now, I do want to stick with the double chest. I know Gnembon uses shulker boxes in his. He actually uses a full wall of shulker boxes. I wanted to do the item frames just because I don't want to have to memorize where everything goes. I quite like the item frames. It just gives you, a reminder of what is in each chest. And then also, I think with the shulker boxes, they kind of, you don't get as much depth with them because they're very flush with the wall. So I did actually actually try out this design with the shulker boxes, and it's just very flat. You know, you don't really get any depth and any kind of really nice aesthetics with it. The great thing about the chests is that they're slightly in from the block, and they're slightly smaller as well, so you get that really nice change in texture, and then you do get the gaps in between as well, so we can do some really cool lighting behind, and you know, it will hopefully look really good when it's done. So that's one difference I want to do from the actual original design, and we're gonna have to figure out how to hook it all up as well, because in his design he just has, you know, one very long wall of chests. We obviously have this loop that goes all the way around the system, so we're gonna have to be a bit creative with the redstone. But yeah, let's go ahead and do this in just probably one big jump cut. Let's replicate that one thing 5 more times. And we're done. That should be all of the redstone complete. Now, I am going to say that I think I may have built it slightly wrong. And I'm probably a bit of an idiot because I should have actually tested this one first to see if this worked before I went and replicated it 5 more times. But yeah, I was just doing a little test over here. I went and did the redstone down below as well, just so we can have some kind of little timer circuit going. And it doesn't seem to be working. I mean, I think I have some items in here. Yeah. If I throw in, say, 55 white concrete into these hoppers, then for some reason they seem to skip the entire left-hand side, and then they do get filed away in this top right chest. Now, it's supposed to go in the top left chest first, and it's supposed to work its way down until that gets full, and then move into the next one. But for some reason, the left side, it just isn't working. And if we just pillar up here real quick, I think I see the problem. Yeah, these guys are supposed to be in sync. So when the one at the back turns off, the one at the front is supposed to turn on, and vice versa. And yeah, these hoppers here should be in sync as well, but they're out of sync. So I think something is just horribly wrong. And I think I know what it is. I think it's this tower. And now I think I am pretty much an idiot because I built this wrong. Now, in Gnambom's tutorial, he actually has this out one block here. So, you know, it comes from this block there, and he has the repeaters. He has this 4-tick repeater, which is going to be where this block is, and then the 3-tick one should actually be there. I think that was probably significant. I probably shouldn't have redesigned this. I'm a little bit of an idiot because I tend to watch these tutorials and I think, oh, this is great, but I can improve this. And I end up redesigning bits. Sometimes it works, but obviously in this case, it hasn't worked. So I think what I need to do is we've got to take out these towers. We have to pull them back 1 block, move all the repeaters back, and hopefully that should fix things. Instead of, you know, taking out all 5, let's actually be smart this time. Let's just take out this one here and try and get this one module working. And when we get that working, then we should be able to replicate that. And also the redstone down below, I've pretty much copied exactly what Gnambom did in his tutorial. And I mean, it's kind of a bit on the bulky side because it takes up a lot of room. Now in his tutorial, he does this all for, you know, one big wall of shulker boxes. Here, because we have these 10 chests kind of isolated, we're basically going to have to repeat this 6 times. I mean, we don't need to. We could just have one that turns on the entire system all at once. But I do think it's quite elegant to have, you know, one of these per 10 chests, just so we're not actually running everything all at once. It should be, you know, make for a little bit of a lag-friendly version of this. So I'm not too sure how we're going to do this. I might try and redesign this so we can actually shrink it a little bit so it's not as bulky, or maybe we can just have one of these for, you know, 20 chests instead of 10, and then I don't know what we're going to do over here because we have the big window in the way, so we probably can't share one. We could do, I mean, yeah, we could do actually. We could just share one for both sides and just have the redstone, you know, going all the way under here. I don't know. I was thinking maybe putting another window down here for the basement level, just so the basement can actually look out onto this island, but I'm not too sure. But yeah, let's just try and get this one module working first, and then if that works, we can certainly replicate that to the other ones. And it's done. All of these towers have been moved back by 1 block. I did actually check it this time, and it does seem to be working. So I went and repeated what we did here on all of the other modules, and hopefully that is everything all set up. So at the moment, we only have this 1 timer circuit for just these 2 modules. We can do a little test at the moment. I think just in this chest here, we do have a full chest of dirt, and then there's nothing below it. So if we just throw in a bunch of dirt into the system, let's see, we've got 18 dirt in there. Let's just throw in 57 white concrete. We should see that the dirt starts getting delivered into this top one here. Yep, perfect. And then at some point soon, we should be getting the white concrete come into this one. If we look at the repeaters, everything seems to be working perfectly. Yes, that's exactly what we want. We have these guys all in sync. So yeah, that really was the issue. This just needed to be pulled back 1 block. And then I think we had to add an extra the minecart rail back there, which was a pain to do because they kept on changing direction. It's always really hard to place these guys. These ones seem to want to connect even through this block, so it was really, really painful to do. And then once you place the top one on, these two try and connect, so it wasn't very fun at all. But yeah, I think this room is really starting to take shape. I think the next thing I want to do is we have to pick a location for the central input chest. So this is going to be our chest where we can come in and we can dump all of our items, and they will automatically get fed into this system and delivered into the correct chests. So I guess we could either do this right in the center of the room, just here. We could also potentially do it back here. This might be cool. I mean, I'm not sure. I think we're gonna have to play around to see what works. It might leave this to the very end as well, just so I know how this room is gonna turn out before, we actually choose the placement of this. But yeah, once that's done, I think we do have a lot of redstone that needs to be done down in the basement level. This is always gonna be quite industrial, so it's gonna be quite messy. We'll have a lot of redstone out in the open. This module here is going to need to be repeated twice more, so we're going to need to do one over here to basically get this module and that module working, and then we'll need another one over here for these two modules. We're also going to need a big line of item sorters. I think we're going to need quite a lot because we basically need one for every storage silo. I think we have 9 silos, so we'll need 9 item sorters for that. We also need one for every cookable or smeltable item for the super smelters, so that's quite a lot. I think there's about 8 or 9 things that can be smelted or cooked from there. So we are going to need probably about 15 to 20 item sorters, and they are going to pick out the items that we put in our central input chest. They will send them off to either the super smelter or the storage silos, and then the rest of the items will get delivered into our network of hoppers up here, which will put all the items in our chests. And the items that do go from the super smelter, they will have to get fed back into this system. We can also have a couple more chests just dotted around the area. So, say we've got a build over here, or we could even do a chest over in our townhouse. And what that will do is when we put items in the chest in the townhouse, they will get delivered through a water stream. They'll get taken into this area and delivered into this system. So, it's kind of really handy to do. You can just dot these chests around, and depending on where you are, you can just put your items in, and they should always get delivered back here. So we don't need to come back to the storage room all the time. If we're just in the town and we have some really cool mail in the mailbox, we can just pop into our townhouse and deliver that mail there. So it's a really nice, efficient system. So I think we'll be doing the basement in the next episode. I think there's a lot that needs to be done here, and it's going to be a while before we actually start building up the walls, because I just want to make sure we don't need to do any more additions to the redstone before we actually figure out where this wall placement is going to go. There's a lot of stuff that needs to be done. It's going to be quite intensive, but I think it's going to be really fun. And I do have a general design for this building. I have been working on this in a creative world. We are going to have our front door here, and this is going to be a staircase that's going to spiral kind of down to basically where our line of chests are down here. So if we just go take a look, this will be the entrance, and it will go kind of into, we'll go probably in a cave that will take us up to this staircase that will go in there. I think I'm going to have the nether portal here as well, and I want the nether portal to almost be embedded into rocks. So, it's going to be, we'll keep this island free for now. We'll do something pretty cool later with this, but yeah, this will look really amazing having this nether portal coming out of the rocks. We can do a really quirky shape to it as well. So, it looks like a natural crack in the rocks that's taking us to some mysterious world. I think that's going to be cool. But yeah, this is definitely starting to take shape, and I honestly cannot wait for this build to get finished because I think it's going to look so cool. Let's just go take a look from back here. Yeah, this is going to be amazing when it's totally done. But yeah, I think we better end the episode here. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I really do hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did, please do hit that like button, and if you haven't already, then please do subscribe. I've been Eli, thanks for watching.